at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Abby with Midwest Bank. Stop by our new location at 70th and Pioneers. Our new full-service branch does it all. From our friendly staff to our easy online banking and mobile app, you get all the technology of a big bank that you need, but you still get the hometown customer service that you want. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known, but what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100 and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly cloudy skies, chance of snow this afternoon. See a high near 35. Tonight, a chance of snow and cold with a low of 8. Tomorrow, we'll see a chance of snow in the morning, otherwise mainly cloudy and breezy with a high near 19. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman, middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America, on air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEPCO. This is On the Block.
Oh, welcome in. Week 2 of the new lineup is live, and we got the 3 Live crew in effect. I'm Austin Orton, far end of the table, E. Strick. Joining us, once again, Jay Foreman.
What's up?
Back from the dead, Strick. He made it.
Yeah, and we're glad he is, because we are the 3 Live crew, not the, yeah, if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Jay, glad you're back on the men. Feeling mostly better, all the way better, partly better?
I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's you can't keep a good man down, man. That's the way it is.
You cannot.
Yeah, no. Can't keep a good man down.
Well, we are glad to have you back. We survived without you. We got back in the previous On the Block rhythm, but we are back. Austin Norman, Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland for full On the Block, at least today. Tomorrow's a little different, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday back in full effect. Big thanks to Buffalo Wings and Rings for having us out at the Super Bowl yesterday. That was a great time. We'll get more into that as we continue. And thanks to Nebco for their sponsorship here of the show. Nebco and constructors are hiring for all positions. They've got immediate job openings for mechanics, laborers, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Join the crew today. Be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. 402-464-5685. If you guys won't be a part of the show, we'll take your thoughts here on the Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line. Cubsker, happy Monday, gentlemen. Cubsker, nice to see you at Buffalo Wings and Rings yesterday. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for texting in. John and Cortland, appreciate you chiming in as well. Well, fellas, this little thing called the Super Bowl happened last night. We're going to start with the winners of this segment. We'll start with talking about Philly for about 20 minutes, Kansas City for about 20 minutes, wrap it up, and then in hour two, we'll get into the Husker Hoops win over Ohio State, and then some NFL trades and cuts that were dropped day of the Super Bowl. Pretty interesting stuff there for the news drops. Let's start with Philly, though. Strick, we'll start with you, work our way around the table. Your reaction to Philadelphia getting back on the board in the Super Bowl, atoning for their loss to Kansas City from a couple of years ago, and the domination that it was from the Eagles.
Well, listen, man, it was literally that. It felt like, if I could put a picture on it, it was very much like the Colorado-Nebraska game where they just literally jumped on them and they didn't let up. It also reminded me of the old Jay Foreman Huskers, man, back in the day, where you've got to, to me, I know there's MVPs and all that, but I think the real MVPs, man, for the Eagles is the defensive line that literally pummeled Patrick Mahomes. Right. Like, you're talking about rushing in a pro game, rushing 4, and they did not blitz once in their 6 sacks.
0 times.
Yeah.
All game.
That's phenomenal. Like, and I'm talking about Patrick Mahomes is a guy that can get the ball out quick. But you're talking about not being able to find Kelsey until late. Finally made connections with Worthy. That boy got some speed on him. I ain't going in front.
We'll get to
some
that.
stuff on that. But I was very taken aback, man, at just how they were able to do it to Kansas City the way that they did. And shout out to him. No loss for Kansas City. We had a tremendous season. Was looking to three-peat. That's hard in itself, let alone getting there 3 times.
Yeah.
But it to me, man, it all around, if you look at the numbers, and we've done that here on the block, we've run through the numbers, they're just the better all-around team.
Yeah, well, Philly, to focus on them, they got first of all, Kansas City in this, when you look at, and this is not any, to say this is not taking anything away from what they're doing, because look, I will tell you this from personal experience: winning one in the NFL, let alone 2 in a row, is very hard to do. To be where they've been, and same with Philly, is very, very hard. This is the best team that Kansas City has faced in the Super Bowl. This is the best team probably that they faced in the playoff run, besides like a Patriots team that they lost to. And it's not taking anything away from them. The reason why this is the best team, this is by far, and this is the injury plague Philly offensive line. This is the best offensive line that has came along in quite some time.
Led by
Cam Jerkins.
Right. Beef jerky.
Right. And you got to think, and Kelsey, when he played, their line was probably better. But this is the best offensive line that they're facing. This is the biggest, best, and most athletic defensive line, depth-wise.
No question.
They face. And this is the best second and third level. The difference between Buffalo and Philly is not offensively, right? Because I feel like Buffalo's offensive line created some holes and probably ran the ball better against Kansas City than Philly, right? Now, granted,
Saquon Barkley, 25 rushing attempts, 57 yards, negative 0.41 expected points added.
Right. And so
success rate is 16%. Season lows in the Super Bowl as probably their headliner coming into the game.
That's what
made up by
Jalen Hurts, right? Well, then so it's apples to apples with him and Allen, right? Here's the big difference between Philly and Buffalo. Here's the big difference: the second and third level on defense, the ability to play man, which Buffalo did
try to do.
Well, they did
until the guy got hurt.
Yeah, until he got hurt.
Yeah,
but then you don't have the depth.
Yeah. There you go.
When you think of DeJean, Blankenship, Mitchell, my man, and I'm telling you, Gardner Johnson is the dude. He's the best defensive player that they got. And Darius Slay, there's nothing that Kansas City can do considering they don't have Tyreek Hill, the ultimate equalizer. This is what people don't really look at when you think about Philly. Their ability to play multiple ways. They can play zone if they want because they have
did a lot of cover 4 last night,
right? And that's Vic Fangio's special. I know that he ain't free. Listen, if you're going to play for him and play middle linebacker, you got to be able to handle the middle of the field, and you got to be smart.
Yeah,
right. And Zach Bond is really, really good. He's a new age middle linebacker, very small but very smart, and he gives you pass rush ability, which Vic likes. He actually morphed into that. Started to morph into it when I was with him, but then took it to another level. Patrick Willis and him. So he's just taking little bits and pieces from each stop and just bum rush that team. And so also Philly special teams, right? Kansas City usually has an advantage. Nope, you didn't have an advantage in the coverage unit. You didn't have an advantage in kickoff, and you didn't have an advantage as far as trickery. You're not going to beat them that way. So now you got to get into a physical matchup, and also this is where I knew, and I'll be honest, Kansas City Philly probably won the first. Philly gave them the first time that they lost. It was a weird Jalen Hurts just fumble. Kansas City scored.
Tied the game back up when Philly had a chance to go up 2 scores.
Philly had the momentum, right? That's learning experience. This is where you knew Kansas City was in trouble. And this is a credit to Philly, right? This is all Philadelphia. So sometimes you can see things on tape and know that you're playing with fool's gold or house money, right? Sometimes you start to believe the hype. Sometimes you get more worried about things that ain't that important. When Patrick Mahomes came out in that green suit, it let me know the game was over.
Oh, wow.
It let me know the game was over because that lets me know you're trying to intimidate somebody. You don't need to intimidate anybody. You Patrick Mahomes. You don't need to wear no green suit. I know old boy Nick Wright talk about you as a psychopath. No, you trying too hard, bro. That ain't even you. You a dog, but you ain't that type of dude because that's not how you're built. So now you're trying to do something that you're not. You're a classy dude, but you're wearing a green suit. Like you going to intimidate these dudes from Philly? They some junkyard dogs.
They're pissed off after 2 years ago.
And now you just say, if they heard it, no, they really hunting. So, but here's how you knew it was a little bit different. Where Philly was they knew this is a different Philadelphia team. Those antics worked at Baltimore last year. And Justin Tucker kicking, he was
throwing his tee
and all that. I ain't working with these dudes. So now you know this. So
why isn't that working with Philly?
Because they ain't scared of you. Like you can lose a Super Bowl knowing that you gave the game to them. What would make you think Philly, that has the best offensive line, the best defensive line, the best receiving core when healthy,
right?
They got.
Goddard,
Smith,
and
Brown,
Dotson
too.
Right?
Who made some big plays?
Who was a sneaky, easy trade?
Yeah,
right before training camp.
And Saquon out the backfield.
Yeah, and you got so when you look at it, sit back. We're better than them offensively. Yeah, they got a heck of a defense, but they ain't faced a complete offense, right? Because the difference between Buffalo and Philly is Buffalo doesn't have the guy out there like Brown.
They don't have AJ or Devontae, let alone both of them.
Right. Yeah. But more AJ though. Essentially, one-on-one, I'm getting past you. And the 50-50 balls is more 70-30, 80, 75-25.
I halfway was like when that first pass, I was like, here we go. That first pass interference was real shaky.
Right.
Offensive pass interference.
But what they do, this is where you know he's the best. He's besides Russell Wilson, who throws a different deep ball. Jalen Hurts has one of the best deep balls accuracy out there. And the way that they were able to dice it, they hit you with the regular run. They ran it enough and committed to the run enough.
Facts.
At least you had to respect it. And then he killed you in the quarterback escape. and the power that he was able to do it. And then he was able to get outside the pocket. And it was just, they were just a better team. They're just a better team.
1 through 53
all the way
for
across.
60 minutes.
And
all across.
The only experience I have as far as being able to three-peat is 94, 95, 96 team. I felt like was very talented, just didn't have that little edge. Now we were able to take our lumps and we were more disappointed in ourselves, and then we were able to make it right. The problem with Kansas City is facing is whether they understand it or not, and Philly is there too. Philly is able to be able to keep adding to this identity because they have a lot of younger contracts, right? Whereas Kansas City, you got the ultimate equalizer in Mahomes.
Big contract.
Kelsey looks like he's a little bit uninterested. And who knows if he's really dedicated in coming back because it's a lot harder work.
Jones, partial injuries.
Yeah, and that's fine. He's still in his prime. But now you don't have a Tyreek Hill. Rasheen Rice is still going to be coming back from injury. Worthy,
and maybe suspended.
Or might be suspended. And Worthy's not that A.J. Brown. He's more of a Devontae Smith. DeAndre Hopkins isn't what you thought it was. So you're real in a crossroads identity-wise.
You did bring up Travis Kelce there. We had a text on that from Husker. Fox put up a graphic at half that said that was the first time Kelce had gone his entire postseason career without a catch in the first half. The Eagles eliminated Travis Kelce from getting any momentum in connection with Mahomes going. How much of Travis Kelce's underperformance was on him? 3 straight long seasons on top of the other Super Bowls, obviously, weighing on him. How much of that was Philly's defensive game plan and them actively taking him out of the game?
I felt like all year they hadn't featured Travis. That's just me. And I well, first of all, I felt like he wasn't. I can't speak. I shouldn't say it. I didn't think he was in the best shape starting out. It wasn't like he was fat. It just he's quick, dude. For a big dude, he's quick. And you just don't lose your quickness like that unless you're really working at it in the offseason. I think he thought he could use training camp as, you're getting ready, and things come at you quick. Guys catch up to you. So they didn't feature him. There was times that he was open earlier in the year. They weren't. Patrick wasn't going to him. I don't know what the reason. I don't know if there's a strife there or whatever. But ultimately, if Tyreek Hill's gone, Rasheen Rice is gone, I'm trying to overload Kelce. Right? All season long. Give you a break during the bye week. Well, I expect he had an uptick, I think, against Pittsburgh, right? To get that first round bye. But you never saw him kick it in the next gear. And then, quite frankly, Philly, again, ain't scared of him. I'm gonna tell you this, you play for Vic Fangio, you ain't gonna be that's not scared, but you ain't intimidated, right? Just because you're gonna be mentally prepared, and you ain't gonna back down from nobody. So you got to think Bond is a great matchup for Kelce, or a great matchup for Philly against Kelce. And Gardner,
you didn't even notice Burks, the guy that Kelce
Burks
abused too. No, that's just last year,
and he played well.
Yeah.
So you got to think, and I'm telling you right now, Vic was playing mind games with him about getting. I'm telling you, I've been there where getting your get back and get your revenge. And more importantly, I'm telling you, Gardner Johnson is the ultimate equalizer to Kelce. He's competitive, he's physical, he's nasty, and he's smart. And he can play on the ball. So, So if you've seen some of the plays afterwards when he hit Kelce, he being overly physical with him. So Kelce likes to chirp a lot and gets away with it.
Well documented.
He likes to chirp against people that he knows ain't gonna chirp back to him. Ain't happening.
Well, that's the easy kind of talking.
But that dude ain't getting, like, that dude is about that life. And plus the cover 4 generally can really focuses on the tight ends, taking away tight ends. And then Vic probably put pressure and probably felt like they could go man to man on the outside. So whether you're playing zone or not, he's telling them, like, you got that, outside quarter, and we got to really sit tight on Kelce. So that, they had an in and out coverage. And even when he got open, he hadn't been open so long. He caught it, didn't even know what to do with it. He was stifled. And it's what we used to call it. I guarantee you, I was watching it. They were running cover 4 vice. Essentially, they were just locking up Kelce, high and low, inside out. So what you do is you play them high and low, right? So you really are physical at the beginning, because I know
you got somebody over the top,
and it's messing up the timing on any type of scene.
Well, because of how good the pass rush was, Kelce was chipping a lot, so that threw him off too.
Right. So then, therefore, once he chips, then Vic. This is where Vic really is a psycho with his coverage. And I'm telling you, this is like it's like almost playing multiple drop coverages and pick and roll or hedges, right? But when you're the second person, you got to read and react on what me and Austin do. So here's what he does if a tight end chips in cover 4 vice. So you have to read through Jay Foreman as a safety. Woo. Then you got to cut to number 1. So when Travis Kelce chips, and I know I've been in this defense, right? This is where he's a maniac. So he knows he chips. So then therefore he knows he expects that linebacker to make that tackle and rally. So therefore you don't need the high coverage. Now you cut to number 1 or whatever he tells you.
Yeah.
Or we used to call it knife to the field. Well, then now you're getting an extra defender over there. Well, then when you run
there goes the numbers advantage.
Right. Now, here's how it kicks over. Well, once that happens, that he's expecting Cooper DeJean and all those other guys to read that as well and read routes. Well, that's how you get the pick 6.
Because Cooper's flowing that way. He sees Mahomes trying to throw back, cuts back across the grain.
Right. So
came off.
So he's a psycho when it comes to it now. And it's all and he will call and make those adjustments based on Travis Kelce being inside the box, a motion guy. If he starts in the backfield and goes there, I'm telling you, man, this dude when it's on, and if you got guys that are locked in, you out there, you just
and they had to be. You could tell they were locked in.
But it was
watching Philly.
But it starts up front.
Oh, there's no question. There's no question. It was a dominating game, and the one thing you've got to love about it is they did not take the foot off the net.
Oh no, that's
when you saw the play action, deep bomb
to Devontae.
That told you something. Like, we not here to play no games.
Yeah, we ain't leaving no stone unturned.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not. To me, like, I joke. So I joke and put my tinfoil hat on, and I get into it about, definitely some theories on referee. They didn't leave it to the referees to even give them a chance.
But that's how you. If you want to beat Jordan or Kobe or LeBron or somebody, you gotta. You're going to beat them.
Yeah. You can't. Don't leave it in the hands.
Well, don't leave a chance. They're if you're a better team, that's how you beat a champion. If you want to beat the Patriots,
same in boxing and in anything, UFC, boxing, whatever it is, you better go out. It would be no different even in golf. Like if we play golf. If you're playing golf against Tiger Woods, and
you can't go down 18.
Don't leave it to where you're only up by 2 with 6 to play.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Nah,
and
you need to be up 6 to 7 strokes
with 2 to play.
With 2 to play.
Give yourself a couple.
Right?
Give yourself
yourself some cushion.
Yeah, you can't be. Yeah, I mean but it's a credit to Kansas City, but it's also a bigger credit to Philly because I think the hardest thing to do, I think, what I'm reading here is that it's not. I wouldn't say it's not that hard to repeat. It's hard to repeat as the loser to get back to the Super Bowl, and they've been able. They went. Had a really pretty much looked like the best team when they were 10-1, and then they end up tricking it off in the playoffs. Then last year they lost to Tampa in the playoffs.
Yeah,
right.
So yeah,
and it was an ugly loss.
Mm-hmm.
And then now this year they had talent, but it was all right. It's the same old Philly. They had their thing. Jalen Hurts can't do it. Right. He started off suspect. You had the whole.
You weren't using Barkley before the bye.
Right. And then
is that the biggest fumble of the bag?
The Giants
from the Giants.
I don't know how that GM still got a job.
That's got to be crazy.
It's the worst. It's the nightmare.
And then you let him go to
Philly. Did the owner
in
said
your doggone same division?
But the owner said it on TV. He said you better not go to Philly. He ends up in Philly. He goes to Philly.
Takes less money.
Takes less money, and then he broke Terrell Davis's record.
Yeah.
He wins the Super Bowl.
Almost got Dickerson.
Yeah.
Man. 147 yards a game, and like in the pro game where
he's the X factor. This is the same team they had last year, except for they had a Saquon, and of course they got some other people. But it's tough, man. I mean, but
shout out to what's our boy's name that played with the Giants back in the day?
Nick
the
Gates?
Cornerback.
Prince?
No.
The corner.
Corner.
Straight or
the white corner.
Jason Sehorn.
Jason Seahorn. We got the new Seahorn, Cooper DeJean. He looking good. I like it.
You don't remember meeting him at the Big Ten Media Day?
Seahorn?
No, Cooper DeJean.
Oh yeah, when we went. Well, the time that we went. Yeah, we got to chop it up with him. Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
I told you he was cold.
You did say that. I was kind of like.
I told you he was the best player, defensive player, best player in the Big Ten.
Yeah, you did say that.
He cold blooded.
Cold-blooded basketball player.
I hit him with the gas face, dog.
You did. But
Like,
it's
yeah,
Strick. Hey, Strick. I'm gonna tell you this right now. He would have banged on you.
Jay.
Strick, because I would not admit anybody. Strick. I seen. He would gave you work. Strick. Stricky. Look at your boy now. Look, Strick. Look at me, man. I'm your boy. Strick. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
The same way because I know what will happen to you. You would have rolled out there with the Bellevue Thunderbirds, you and Andre Woolridge and all that, and you would have seen Cooper.
That was never me.
And you would have thought like this dude can't hoop.
Nah, I don't overlook nobody. They used to say that when that was the same way I looked at Brooks Thompson for Oklahoma State. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, I was like, okay, yeah, I hear the talk.
Right.
Let me just come on, sit down and squat one time for you. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of hearing the talk, a lot of talk around Nick Sirianni, a lot of talk about Ryan Day. At the end of the day, maybe the two best rosters in their respective sports win this championship. Which is the better redemption story, if you want to call it that? Ryan Day or Nick Sirianni?
Let me go first because this is your vein. I'm gonna say, listen. I like Sirianni, and I think he's gonna be a great coach long term. But I would have to say Ryan Day for me, and the reason being for me Ryan Day because Sirianni hasn't he's received it now. He's gotten some smoke. But I don't think he's gotten the smoke that Ryan Day's got, man. Just the consistent smoke that he's gotten. And he continued to just be stoic, steadfast, even when they planted the
flag.
Yeah, he didn't allow himself to get outside himself in character, and he just kept surrounding himself, brought in the right type of coaches, believed in his players. Guys that maybe, like, I'm going to be honest, I didn't think Will Howard going there was going to be a difference maker after what I saw at Kansas State. I liked him, but I didn't think he was going to be the one to get it. But whatever he instilled in those guys and those players, going to get Quinshon Judkins, adding that two-headed monster, the way that I've got to give him credit. That's where I say.
Yeah, I think Ryan Day as well, just because of the immense pressure that he's been under ever since the first loss against Michigan.
Yeah. And
this last one was, man, he looked like his world was over. Whereas Sirianni, I think he was on the hot seat. Then he was going to come. Then the ownership brought him back, and then they assisted him in adding essentially two head coaches, Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
So he never really. I don't think Sirianni, when they were talking about, because they had the Bill Belichick talk to go in there. Mm-hmm. I don't think he ever was really going to be fired. I think he needed to be curtailed.
Mm-hmm.
Reined in.
Yeah.
And that's because they believe in him, right? Whereas like Ryan Day is essentially, he put all the chips in and was like, I got $5 left and I gotta leave, I gotta make rent. And he did. And he hit the jackpot. So I think it's definitely Ryan Day has the better.
He went to the plasma bank. God dang, he said, I'm gonna get this money.
And I think it's harder to coach kids getting paid millions of dollars versus adults.
Pros getting paid millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Well said.
Fair enough. Let's go to break. When we get back, we'll break it down from the loser's perspective. Just how concerned should Kansas City fans be about the Chiefs? Strick, Jay, Austin, back in a sec.
Follow Austin, Strick, and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Inventory in Lincoln is extremely low. Current lead times for construction are running anywhere from 7 to 9 months. Having some homes that are available now is really great for our community.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
Finding affordable home in East Lincoln is getting very difficult to do, especially in a new construction. We have homes available just on the west side of Hillcrest Country Club. Prices start just over $400,000. Big ranches, 3-stall garages. Our designer has selected incredible finishes that will amaze you. To get a new construction home on that side of town for just over $400,000 is a fantastic buy.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
2 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100 and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Now back to On the Block on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on the block, breaking down the Super Bowl here in hour number one. Austin Norman, Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland with you. I'm just going to give the floor to Jay for a few minutes here. Jay, anything you want to say to Chiefs fans after last night? Any particular message?
Man.
Here's your chance. Here's your time.
Chiefs fans?
Chiefs fans.
Man, you know what? I like Chiefs fans. I like you a lot better now than that you guys lost. That's it. Look, man, I got respect for the Chiefs. Mad respect for the Chiefs. Listen, they've been to Super Bowls. I ain't been to one. So the average Chiefs fan said I shouldn't be saying anything. But I'll tell the average Chiefs fan, you never played. So now we're even. Now our petty level is on even. So now we can go to like I got mad respect for the Chiefs. I think Andy Reid and those guys do it the right way. They play hard. They're tough. They got one of the great quarterbacks of all time, or will be one of the greats of all time. I do not think he's close to Tom Brady right now. I know that's part of the talk right now, but I think he's the best going right now. And They're always got a chance. They've, when you think about it, they got 3 for sure Hall of Famers on their roster. And you could, if Chris Jones continues along his pace, and they, you might be able to, he might get in there somehow, some way as well. With Travis Kelce, who might be, he's one of the top 4 or 5 tight ends of all time for sure, is that without a doubt. And that's with even Tony Gonzalez being in their organization. I mean, Andy Reid, he's knocking at Bill Belichick, the greatest of all time, and Patrick Mahomes is going to go down one of the greatest of all time. So the run that they've been on and will continue to be on is legendary. They don't have to be in the Super Bowl every year to be kind of like the Patriots run. Now, it will be interesting to see what happens, because this run started a little bit later in Travis Kelce's career, versus early in Gronk's career. And then they, obviously the Patriots had that the other knucklehead. I don't even want to mention him by name. And then they had other, good players. But and so the timing of the Chiefs' dominance, and see how long they can go with it. They're always going to be in the mix now. But when Travis Kelce decides to hang it up, it will drastically change everything for Patrick Mahomes. Drastically, and it already has.
Well, that's why I will continue on, because I think that's an important factor. Travis Kelce, what happens? What's the aftermath for them? Because you're not going to be able to rely on a Juju Smith-Schuster. You're not going to, like you said. I don't believe Worthy is. I think he's a good receiver, and he'll be fine. I don't think he's like, any of the number ones that we can go down the list of right now. I don't see him as that. So how are they drafting? They went very heavy defense. They're probably going to have to make a shift and go offensively. Are they going to miss, or are they going to hit? And that's what I think it's going to come down. It's important to hit, being that you've got, Mahomes. Yeah. But if you miss, that can set you back a good 3 years, minimum, right? Yeah. So that's where I think the eyes turn to how and who they're looking at, what's available in draft, and are because what can happen, Jay, and you can speak louder to this. One, I'll add on. I think, going 3-2 right now, the fact that they've been there, continue to be there, they'll continue to be a force in AFC. But more so than anything, when you look at, for me, what is next? I tend to say that you can get complacent when you become like that. Yeah. I think that's where dynasty organizations like the Patriots, for a period, they didn't, miss the mark. They really were looking for archetypes, and they were looking for the combination of what that archetype to work with Brady. And he was able to elevate them to another level, right? This is where we're going to see where Mahomes is as far as being able to do that, how that enhances his legacy. But that complacency can kick in because you think, one, Lakers fell to this a little bit, that you're a destination because of the way that the organization's built, who you got as your leading quarterback. Yeah. So you think that that's going to be a thing. But then you guys just kind of tend to not do your research as hard, not go out and scout as hard, not go out and look at players and dig into intangibles and, stuff like that, right? So we're going to see what that's going to look like coming up.
Yeah, that's a great point, because Patrick Mahomes can erase a lot of, like, eyesores, or make a lot of, he can make a lot of things look great when they actually aren't that very good. And when you think about it, this season might be a byproduct of what the offensive line have been trending towards the last couple of years. You know what I'm saying? They've lost some guys. They had big Orlando Brown for a while. They traded for him from Baltimore. Then he was there for like a year or two, didn't want to pay him. And then you got Jawan Taylor, kind of like a throw-in from the Dolphins. He had, penalty issues there. You get him thinking, okay, coming with the Chiefs, we're going to throw it quick. Well, you're getting the ball out quick when Tyreek Hill is winning all the time. Well, if Tyreek Hill is winning, he's beating in and out coverage, high-low coverage, vice coverage. Well, that means Travis Kelce's open then. That means that Jay Foreman's guarding Travis Kelce.
Right.
Well, then that's how you end up beating the Bills with 13 seconds left, right? Or something like that. Well, Tyreek Hill is gone. right? Well, but you still have the resemblance, the remnants of that offense, right? And so you're able to put a Juju Smith-Schuster 3 years ago in that role when he still was productive. And then you get Rasheed Rice there, who really was the number one guy last year. He was a true number one. Well, he's gone. That's where the offense really was able to make some hay, because that's what really opened up for Travis Kelce. Well, now he's gone. Now what you do now is like he said, the worst thing of complacency it's not going to be from Andy Reid. It's not going to be from Spags. It's not going to be from Jones or Veach or anything. You know where the complacency comes from? The guys that ain't never earned it. The guys that came in as rookies. They think they world champions.
Oh, Pat's going to take us there.
Yeah, well, they came in like a rookie this year. You're getting treated like a world champion around Kansas City.
Right.
You ain't a world champion.
Right. Dang, that's good.
So we saw this a little bit at Nebraska when we started winning, and maybe you get to go recruit some more higher profile guys instead of them going through the, I wouldn't say waiting period, but the earning period. They going to like, okay, well, he's going to play as a freshman. Well, how are you that good? Are you really that good? Or are you just leapfrogging some guys that, that generally you need to actually beat out? Well, then they start to believe that they're the 95 champions or the 94 champions. Well, then maybe that's where we lost a little bit of an edge. So then we had to get back down and dirty
to the
rooter to the tutor. That means even maybe we got complacent, and I don't think this happened, but we used to have this place where we used to go and get down and dirty, called a pit. And that's where the offense and defensive line was forged. Now the linebackers would come down there every once in a while, and I was like, hey, it's hot down here. It was down like an old wrestling thing. There's no air. Well, then we had to get down there. Everybody started going down there. So we had to reshape ourselves, like you said, because we got a little complacent.
Right.
Maybe we felt like we were going to go and roll teams and all that, or we'd pull it out, or Patrick could pull it out. Well, hey, Philly was up in there.
Facts.
And defense wasn't. Let me tell you where also they got their butt kicked. Philly offensive line kicked Kansas City's butt.
Bro, you saw it.
Heaviest offensive line in Super Bowl history, and they played.
Listen, they was throwing cats out the club. You hear me?
Oh yeah.
From the get go. Like, you came in here with a bootleg fake ID. Not only am I throwing you out the club, I want my $5 bonus. The reason why I know about $5 bonus, I had a fake ID trick. I was down there when I was 19. I had a fake ID. I just played a national championship game.
We know who you are.
I did. I had my cousins, Minnesota State ID.
Yeah.
He said, "You Jay Foreman?" I said, "No." He's like, "Yeah, you was. I just seen you. They were playing in the back." Let me get that $5.
And get the money.
Yeah, and took my entry
that
fee.
$5 could have went to Amigos that night.
It could have went there, right?
Jeez.
One of the things that stood out to me in postgame was Creed Humphrey saying the Eagles didn't show anything that the Chiefs hadn't already seen. How much of Kansas City's performance or lack thereof was under preparing? Did they look underprepared? Did they look less talented, or did everyone just have a bad day to have a bad day?
Mano y mano. That's all I'm going to say.
Full-fledged butt kick.
Just mano y mano. I'm across from you,
just not talented,
and I'm beating you.
Just not good.
That's not even. They talented. Creed Humphrey's a dude. Smith is a dude. Tooney's a dude.
But is he a dude at left tackle instead of left guard?
No, he's a left guard dude. But left tackle, he's okay. But they just got worked. Period. They just got beat.
But they tell you it's by simplicity. So does that go on?
Well,
mano y mano.
Or did everyone just have a bad day?
It didn't seem like there was a lot of stunts or nothing. It was just
that's
beat
sports.
you.
See, that's the problem, man. I'm gonna preach a little bit. That's
Go
the
ahead.
problem.
Break it down.
Everybody loves the stuff that looks fancy. This is not a Patrick Mahomes throwing the different arm angles. When Patrick Mahomes is the best, he's doing the fundamentals. Tom Brady, fundamentals. Josh Allen, how did he become a better passer? Fundamentals. How do you win championships? Running, blocking, and tackling. How you going to get to the pass rush? Run past that dude or run through him. And then when you don't get there, Lawrence Taylor will tell you the best person. Lawrence Taylor is the best defensive player ever to play. He in my opinion, he's no disrespect to Jerry Rice. Lawrence Taylor is the best player to ever play the game of football because he controlled the whole game and made a new position. Right. They asked him about pass rush. He said, "Man, I had speed." And he's like, "I had a counter. I had speed to power. After that, I'm hauling tail to the guy with the ball." That's all Philly did.
Mm-hmm.
Now they ran a couple TE stunts and they really got some push up the middle, and then they were late delay on it. But that's just, you see that in high school sometimes.
What was also beautiful, Jay, is not only were they doing that, what you just said, they were doing it with rush discipline.
Right.
Like Patrick is very capable of finding and he tried to dip and got dipped to sack.
Yeah, first of all, they were chasing him. I'm a big believer you punish the quarterback, right? And that's the way every coach would tell you.
Jalen Carter agrees.
Right. And he was punishing off. He threw Trey Smith like, dang. I was like, dang, you throwing 300-pound dude like that. But anyways, you also punishing him by making him run for his life. Them dudes was hawking him. And, and he knew this is a different type. And he got a little, I'm going to tell you, Buffalo showed a little bit how to get after him a little bit, but Buffalo didn't have the coverage. And so when you have the coverage and the discipline, and more importantly, this is a bigger reason why Philly won. They have probably the most talented, but I think Patrick Mahomes eliminates any talent gap versus any team. Him and Andy Reid.
But not last night. He was not that good last night.
No, and that's fine.
It happens.
But here's why Philly is different. Those guys in the offseason have decided to sacrifice something to be world champion. I guarantee you, all the stuff that A.J. Brown was mad at in the beginning of the season, reading the book, complaining about Jalen Hurts on the radio and Brandon Graham talking about it, or Devontae Smith getting hurt. He got cheap shotted against New Orleans. Remember that? He was out for a couple games. Or remember Dallas Goedert wasn't saying he wasn't getting the ball and the offense was bad. So everybody had to sacrifice something. It hurt then in the short term. It's worth it now. And I guarantee you, as they're probably flying back to Philly, or they're probably back in Philly right now, they ain't even thinking about it. So when you think about when you want to go, in our case, I always like to draw it back to Nebraska. If you want to go from 6-6 to 8-4, 10-2, and have that magical year, you got to give up something, and it's got to be tangible. You got to sacrifice something. Now you got to sacrifice your time, your energy, your wants. You might have to take a step back. You might have to co-start with somebody. But when you win a championship or you achieve something bigger than something that you did before, it's worth it.
Adding on to that before we go to break, that also it goes back to the old school theory, right? Yeah, I could score 30 points, but we 2-15
basketball, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Just on the right. You see where I'm going. It's the same thing I think in football, where when you make that sacrifice and you really come to qualms with self that it's about that ring, that championship, that my money's going to come or my situation's going to get better, the more you win. Like if you continue to if you're a loser and you could have 15, 16 sacks and you're a loser.
Right.
They'll pay the person that gets 10 sacks.
Oh yeah.
But they won championships more than they would you possibly.
Watch how many guys get picked up or continue along to get extended to stay. First of all, they're gonna run that team back anyway. So now you can almost know you're gonna be guaranteed to be on the team next year. So that gives you longevity into the league, period. Right. And so that gives you another chance to improve your draft or your free agent potential.
Yeah.
But then also what they're celebrating is what people are starting to watch their tape. So if I'm the right defensive tackle and Austin has 2 sacks and you got a half a sack or a sack and I got a half a sack, but I'm doing things in the games that they're running, or if I'm playing so good at the point of attack that is allowing you guys to do stuff, I'm getting paid.
I could sell that. Right. Yeah, it's a sellable.
Paid.
Yeah.
Right. And I got that championship DNA because people want winners. And
didn't your boy get paid like that too? What's his name from DC back in the day? He made that big money, the big lineman.
Oh, the big daddy Dan Wilkins. But who really modern day was like that is a defensive lineman who left Houston and went to Cincinnati when Cincinnati's defense was really good. A dude named DJ Reader. He's still getting picked up from it. Detroit just picked him up, and so I think if I could give these kids advice, you want to go to the league, win.
Period.
You want to get drafted,
win. Yeah.
You want to get some looks, win.
Yeah.
And you got to be special if you're known as a loser.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta
Super
be special. You gotta fight again. And now, granted, if you're at Meatloaf State and you happen to develop late, and that's known.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're on a team and you're known as a winner and you guys are win,
yeah, good stuff.
There's gonna be a lot of guys get paid off of that.
We'll keep talking about the Super Bowl throughout the week, including what are the next steps for Philly? What are the next steps for Kansas City? What's most important for both of those teams heading into the offseason? We'll go to break. I want to shout out our time at Buffalo Wings and Rings when we get back before we talk some Nebraska men's basketball in hour 2 of the show.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100 and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is hosting their annual Planner Clinic at the Adams County Fairgrounds in Hastings, February 19th and 20th. This hands-on event offers expert training on John Deere planners and performance upgrades, covering topics such as new technology, in-cab monitors, maintenance points, and options to increase your operations profits. New this year, classes on autonomy preparation and exact shot. Don't miss Landmark's Planner Clinic, February 19th and 20th in Hastings. Learn more at landmarkimp.com/events.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Abby with Midwest Bank. Stop by our new location at 70th and Pioneers. Our new full-service branch does it all. From our friendly staff to our easy online banking and mobile app, you get all the technology of a big bank that you need, but you still get the hometown customer service that you want. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services, as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Now back to On the Block on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're wrapping up hour 1 of On the Block. I want to shout out our great friends over at Buffalo Wings and Rings down on 68th and O Street. Stricky, I didn't see what you were eating. Did you go with the salad last night?
No.
Attaboy.
No, I stretched out a little bit. I tried those little tots with the jalapeno They was fire. And then just had I told you I was gonna go with the chicken sandwich.
And you did?
Went with the chicken
original?
sandwich. The original.
Mm.
The
Nice.
original. It was good. It was good. And I had a Modelo.
How about that, Stricky?
Yeah.
Exotic.
Yeah, see, I mean, I don't really drink beer like that, except when Uncle Kevy comes in here.
I was kind of impressed by how many Eagles fans there were.
Yeah.
In a Chiefs market,
it was split.
pretty
Jay,
darn
you
good
wasn't
amount
there,
of Eagles
but
fans.
it was split. Eagles was over there
Hey,
going buck wild. It was funny to me because the Eagles was rowdy.
The Eagles fans, the Eagles players, they had the weight of the nation on their shoulders. Everybody hates Kansas City, and it's part of the process when you're great. Is you start out as a fan favorite, the kind of like, oh, it's a great story, right? Great story with Alex Smith, and here comes Patrick Mahomes. Everybody overlooked him. What's the dude, Mitchell Trubisky or whatever?
Yeah.
All the guys that went.
I did see someone make a joke. This is what it would look like if the Bears did draft Patrick Mahomes.
Right. Yeah. But all the guys, right? And then you want them to win. Then they get a little bit of a letdown because they, lost against the Patriots and all that. Then you have, then they're the team. And then people start to hate your fans.
Yeah.
They start to really not like your quarterback because of the antics, the same antics that Brady used to get away with, right? They actually changed the rules based on when Brady got hit low and was out for that season. And it came the emergence of Matt Castle. And then
Which happened against
the Kansas City
Chiefs.
Yeah. And so then now you're the villain. That's the same thing that Patriots went through. Now the Patriots had the Spygate and all the different ones. So it's a little bit different. But it was all based on the league and all that. And it was there.
Coach.
Looking gangster in the mug.
He walked there with hoodied up.
Yeah. So you got the Patriots.
Coach Rule. Shout out to Coach Rule.
The Patriots, it was against the league, right? They were trying to, get the Patriots. And now they're trying to say the Chiefs have the league in the back pocket. So that you're still the villain.
Yeah.
Right? And now they got to go through a doing thing.
Yeah.
The thing I want to dive into more as we get into this on Wednesday is how do the Chiefs avoid going the way of the Warriors?
Great question. We'll definitely get into that. But I want to shout out to you, Nick, the Juggernaut, aka Rico Suave, and
Shaky
Jakey. Y'all did a wonderful job, man, in hosting. We had a lot of gifts, a lot of giveaways. The fans loved it. The people were excited. So shout out to you guys handling that as well. Representing the ticket well.
We love the ticket.
Give you guys some credit.
We love our fans.
The Juggernaut.
We love the Blockheads. Appreciate y'all for chiming in. Appreciate everyone who showed up. Brad from Baldwin, nice to meet you officially last night. Cubsker, good to see you show your face down there. Put a name to the face as well. Sounds like Cubsker had the beer cheese chicken sandwich.
Yeah, we got to meet
It looks
Cubsker
pretty
for the
dang
first
good,
time.
so.
That was good. Thanks, Cubsker, for coming out, man, and also shouting out.
You know where else Cubsker was yesterday, Stricky?
Yeah.
He was at Husker Hoops.
He was there too.
He was there too.
Got the double up.
Double up. Let's take a break. Let's get into Nebraska's win over Ohio State. 4 in a row for the Big Red. We talk about it to lead off hour 2 of On the Block.
Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, 4-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly cloudy skies, a chance of snow this afternoon. See a high near 35. Tonight, a chance of snow and cold with a low of 8. Tomorrow, we'll see a chance of snow in the morning, otherwise mainly cloudy and breezy with a high near 19. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We currently have a great inventory of homes that are completed or almost complete available right now that you could move in within 30 to 90 days.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
In Woodside Village, which is in Northwest Lincoln, catty corner from the new Northwest High School, we have available homes right now that start in the lower 300s. Sod, sprinklers are included, all your kitchen appliances, brand new homes ready to go. A very accessible area, easy to get downtown, easy to get on the interstate. It's just a great location. Our designer has selected incredible finishes that will amaze you. Available homes right now that start in the lower 300s.
Call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Is your office technology holding your business back? At Hamilton, we're more than just an IT provider. We're your partner, focused on building integrated technology solutions tailored to your business needs, both today and for the future. We know that every business is unique, and that's why we provide the services and support you need and nothing you don't. We believe that together, you can continue to serve and support your customers while knowing that your technology is taken care of. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Be sure to check out the top-selling Recomp. Recomp helps build lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Recomp can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer, Jay Foreman. Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NIPCO. This is On the Block.
Welcome in hour 2 of On the Block. Good stuff on the Super Bowl in hour number 1. Don't forget, if you missed the segment or if you want to listen back to it, check it out wherever it is you get your podcast just by searching for On the Block. I'm Austin Norman. To my left, Jay Foreman and Eric Strickland. This is On the Block, brought to you by Nebco. Nebco is now hiring some CDL drivers for Ready Mix Concrete. Apply today. Start your career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. Nebco and Ready Mix Concrete offer great pay, medical, and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for your CDL training. Visit nebcoinc.com or readymixedconcrete.com to learn more. Strick, 4 in a row for the Big Red in the month of February. Huskers back from the brink, 6-game losing streak, immediately followed by a 4-game win streak, this time a 79-71 win over Ohio State. You and I were in the building for this one. Your thoughts on the 8-point
Jay
Husker
Feasy
win?
was in the building.
That's right.
He was also there.
Whole crew.
Yeah, it was the what would you call it? The Tri-Live crew?
3 Live crew.
3 Live crew. Yeah. So here's the deal. This squad, I'm calling John Witherspoon. If you know, you know. I think Jay knows what I'm talking about. Maybe he don't. And that's okay. But John Witherspoon was in a movie called Boomerang. You know what a boomerang looks like. You know, you used to be able to chuck that thing off. You watch Mad Max, you know, back in the day, the little dude had the little glove and he would sling the boom and murk somebody and it'd come back to him, right? When I think about this team and Boomerang, the movie, John Witherspoon said something. He said, reverse that. You don't be whipped. And I ain't going to say the rest. I'm going to be good today, Austin.
Thank you, Strick. I appreciate that.
But the reverse that part, because you're looking at a team that had lost 6 straight, and it looked bleak. It looked dismal. It looked downtrodden.
Looked hopeless.
It looked hopeless. And they reversed that. Went on the road, got 2 road wins against ranked opponents, pulled out some quad ones.
One at home against a ranked.
Oh, yeah, that's right. One at Rome. That's right. One home with a rank, one on the road rank, win another one, and then you go out and get a high quad 1 win. I think they were 15 by way of they were at the time they were indexed. Were they indexed 20 or 15?
Ohio State wasn't that high in the
Ohio, but they're in the top 40.
They're quad 1, yeah.
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 So anyway, it wasn't a perfect game. It wasn't a pretty game. But it was a necessary game and a game of lessons. It taught you something. It taught you something about unity, coming together, playing the right way, execution, knowing that there's a game of runs, knowing how to set the tone within the home environment. It was a lot of those type of things that you got a chance to see and learning. We talked earlier about guys like Juwan Gary. Let me just talk about him. You've seen multiple lineup changes again. Like so there's not consistent. So it's going to show you that they're adjusting by way of probably who they're playing and what the team is that they're playing, what they do specific and how they can defend that or attack that. But Juwan Gary used to do a lot of settling, used to do a lot of thinking he's Steph Curry. And he figured, similar to what Casey did last year, of how to be effective within the offensive structure. It doesn't mean you're not an ISO guy. You're not an ISO post guy. You're not. He can do some of those things, but it's kind of out of happenstance, not necessarily by set. And he's curling. He's attacking. He's running. He's doing all of these different things to put himself in position to have success. Hence, 7 for 12. And he's been pretty consistent now going over double figures, right? Free throw line does well. Hoiberg, not going to show you on the stat sheet his effectiveness. Scrappy, hustle, will make a right play, will attack the rim, even at size. A lot of those things you saw out of him. And, you know, everybody else kind of fits into a specific position, but you're glad to see that there's a consistency starting to build in what they're doing, how they're executing, the style that they're playing, and the way that they're playing that's uniquely different from what they were playing during that 6-game losing streak.
Before you jump in, Jay, I'm just going to go off the theme that Strick brought up about lessons. The biggest lesson that I hope Nebraska learned is that playing one big makes the offense run so smooth. That was a blistering start for both teams, 10-10 at one point. And then Nebraska got up by, I think, 8 points in the first half, maybe 9, with one big on the floor. Whether it was Boykinjel or Morgan, Strick, there was so much more space on offense. It was spread. Guys had room to make decisions, room to drive and keep the offense humming. And then, of course, the foul trouble plays into it, right? You get Morgan picking up a couple fouls. Gary sat most, if not all, of the last half of the first half, last like 9 minutes and 50 seconds with 2 fouls. Barricade picked up a couple quick ones, and then so did Raleigh Wooster, who ended the game with 4 of them. Nebraska's offense was humming with one big in the starting lineup until the foul trouble. Then Nebraska had to go to 2 bigs, or felt they had to go to 2 bigs. They went to Boykinjel and Morgan alongside each other for a while. You know, instead of going to a Griffith, instead of even going to a Cale Jacobson, and that's fine. I mean, that's what Nebraska is maybe a little more comfortable with. But as Nebraska mixes and matches its starting lineup, probably going to have to again with the Boykinjel ankle injury, I'm not confident that Nebraska will keep going back to that well. But Strick, my hope would be that they see just how well that offense moved against a really good defensive team in Ohio State, and they run with one big as often as they can help it, because that, I think, is going to give guys the most space and the most time to make these decisions that keep the offense moving instead of grinding to a halt with 2 bigs like it has for most of the year.
Yeah, it did look different with the 2 bigs as opposed to the one. I will, agree with you on that. But also what's been very impressive over this stretch is Nebraska's points in the paint. Early they started off, you saw something that was consistent with them, and that's their layup numbers were 40, 50%. Like, even though they were winning, they were scrappy to win, but it was kind of ugly. You look over their last couple of games, and that percentage has been in the 80s, going 9 for 9 in this one, in this game, which is huge. Dominating points in the paint without a big presence is great. That means they're cutting. That means they're back cutting. That means they're curling. That means they're finishing. They're not going up just looking for contact and fouls, hoping to go to the free throw line where they're garbage, where they have been. Because shout out to Braxton Mia making 3 of them.
3-3.
He's worse than Shaq.
Even after he was
You know what I'm
iced
saying? Right.
by the media timeout.
Right.
Yeah.
So, so those are the things that I would say that's positive as I turn it over to my boy to my right, Jay Foreman.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that they were more efficient and consistent on offense. They had something that they could go back to, which when they ran into a little bit of a lull, which they were blessed to have Derek Walker a couple of years ago, and they could get into the point center type of deal, and he make a phenomenal read off of a cut or whatever. And then you had Rink Mass last year. You could go to do the same thing, but you had more of a stretch 5 kind of get, and he had a little bit more kind of finesse game than Derek Walker. I think at times they thought they had it figured out, obviously earlier in the year, which I felt like they were probably playing more at a higher clip. Went through an extreme lull to where, the 6-game losing streak.
It's identity crisis.
Identity crisis.
Yeah.
A little bit of competitive crisis where you go on the road and you get blitzed, right? You didn't have much fight back. Then the Iowa situation felt like they lost the game, on a couple slow closeouts against Maryland. Right. I mean, they were in control of that Maryland game. Then that just didn't look crisp. And then you figured out in a harder environment, I think in Oregon, a team that was to me extremely physical. And then you're dealing with the expectations of going to Washington 48 hours later, and you got to beat them. And then you come to Ohio State, where I think athletically, Ohio State is better. Athletically,
I agree.
Right. I think they're just a higher quality athlete. But I think the intensity and the competitiveness and not the unwillingness to back down, the edge was there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't predicated on the crowd either.
Right.
They brought their own edge, juice, whatever you want, and they were nose to nose, face to face with Ohio State. And Ohio State didn't react well. Now they did react and came back, but the best thing that they were able to do is use their defense to turn into offense. So they got a couple easy buckets, which allowed them to go for 50-50 balls on the offensive rebounds or even offensive end, get another possession, Ohio State fell asleep. Let's get another easy bucket, which then allowed them to really get in rhythm. And you're in rhythm when Raleigh hits that three, because that's the best looking three that he's probably shot. Because it was
at the most crucial time. Out of a timeout, you're up two, spot up, wide open, needed it, got it.
And you're probably not.
And you earlier shot one off the doggone backboard.
Yeah, but you're not. But you're not mad at that three because it's in rhythm.
Yeah.
That's the right one.
It's kind of a kick out three. It'd be an equivalent of an offensive rebound kick out three. Stepped in, and it was a good looking shot. And he also did some good things on the rebounds. He was assisting, and was physical. And they got after it. And they kept the turnovers actually down pretty low.
Yeah,
and
only
that's
10 for the game.
and that's probably which led to the game. So
and some of them were sloppy. You know what I mean? Just leaving the ball, out at the perimeter. Not
right
getting
over
to it.
When they kind of cranked up the pressure. We got in the wrong spots.
Yeah,
probably that's what they're working on. So I felt like they were really, really efficient on offensive end, but it was not. I think the action was really good, and I think Ohio State actually matching their pressure actually allowed Nebraska to cut better, because it was probably more along the lines of what they're used to seeing in practice.
Well, they biffed a couple switches too that gave Bryce wide open layups.
Right. But I think when they tried to match the intensity that you brought, they got out of body. But it was
it's normal for them. Nebraska,
It allowed you to get some stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, you don't know, you're used to this first and second action. Well, let's take this third. They got them on a couple of easy back cuts, and then that's where you really get the confidence. And then Bryce down the stretch made some big shots, and he was very smooth all day.
That he did. He was asked about that in post game. Essentially, when it gets to the end of the game and your team's going to play through you, what does that do for you mentally? And he says the big part of it for him is trusting his teammates, where Fred Hoiberg also said, Bryce took a lot of shots. I mean, on the game, he ends up with 24 points and 10 rebounds. He ended up taking 16 shots, was 9 of 16 overall, but just 1 of 6 of 3. But Fred Hoiberg said Bryce isn't being a pig, right? He's not just going out there jacking up shots or anything. So for Bryce Williams, being able to make that kick out to Raleigh Wooster, having Berke Boyuktanjel go 3 of 6 from long range, getting, the pick and roll to Mia that was good, having Juwan Gary step up, stuff like that. Bryce Williams said that makes his life easier. So he knows if he doesn't have the matchup, he feels confident in driving and dishing and finding a teammate to make the next play. But Strick, I know you brought this up at the end of post game with Harrison. Was one of the last buckets from Bryce in the mid-range, right? You talked about him getting shot. And Stewart gets to his bag, his spot where he's comfortable. But even his first bucket of the game from 3, that's when you and I looked at each other and said, oh, yeah, Bryce is feeling it. Bryce is back. Caught it. Probably could have put it up in rhythm. Waited for the guy, half fake, and then still went up without momentum. Bryce was locked in last night.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And I would say that's different from what we've seen of him, because he earlier on, and even in that stretch, allowed himself to have those ebbs and flows, those roller coaster of game performances. He goes big and then he'd fall off and only get 11 points or something crazy, right? Didn't look the same, didn't look aggressive. His attack looks different. When he gets downhill, like he at times was looking to put you in the rim type things, which in the past it looked like he wanted to be cute and pretty. So he's playing with a confidence that he's prepared for, and now he's performing at a consistent clip. Shout out to him for becoming a national, getting a national award, a couple of national awards for Player of the Week, and that's good. And that's that consistency that they're going to need from him. They can't have him to have ebbs and flows. This isn't like that previous team where it could be him, it could be Rink, it could be
K-Say.
They need him to have a consistency about it.
And Dan from Canopy says that when Williams and Gary play like that, they can beat pretty much anyone.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's the toughest thing to do, to go from a really good second or third option on a good team, NCAA, worthy team, to being the guy. And you go from, K-Say was the bell cow last year, and then Rink Mass was
the identity.
Was the identity and the ultimate equalizer, right? And kind of where he came from, like Marist or somewhere like that.
Rink came from Bradley.
Bradley, right? And then Bryce was like, okay, he's the number 3, sometimes you could be forgotten. But then you saw him morph into kind of that point forward in the NCAA. I think that was his first test of being the guy. I think that was right, and you had to learn from that. Then you got to spend all summer. Then you got to deal with a little bit of a downturn of that 6-game losing streak, where people look. He could be playing good because there was a couple games he brought it, right?
Yeah.
But who are they blaming? You.
Mm-hmm.
You can't run and hide. And what Fred said, and when they were in the streak, he's like, sometimes, when this happens, people want to scatter. No, we got to run together, and that's what they've done. And so, the credit to Fred and those guys, the leadership, doesn't matter whether Sam Hoiberg, from Bryce to Juwan, or anybody else that stepped up and kind of galvanized this team to win 4 games. That's what you need. And it also lets you know what they were doing in the offseason and trying to find their mix was actually done with real intentions. You don't lose 6 games and then people start to, well, you never were a basketball school, or you never did you're a present day team paying for the sins of past teams or whatever, and everybody wants to dummy down what everybody success, whether it was 10 miles or here before. You got a lot to deal with, and then for those guys to be able to do it and have the support to be able to do it and the wherewithal to do it, because it's not easy to go out there and deal with failure. You got to embrace failure. You got to, if this is, I think, before we go strict, it's like a little bit about basketball. It's just in sport. I think it's easier to be good right now. I really do.
I need to break that down. I need to hear that.
I think it's easy to be great right now. It is. I think it's way easier.
How? Tell me.
Because if you got any type of alpha in you, you will run people over. You will.
That's a different. Wow.
Right? And an alpha, and people think alpha is just like you sitting up there and you pointing down. The best alphas, let's go do this together.
Bring you with me.
Bring me with me. This is what we gonna do. And I'm gonna tell you like this: I've been there. When you out there had, sometimes you scared, but I knew I had my dudes next to me. We ready.
We ready.
But then right, everybody goes to it, right?
Yeah,
like we step. Those are the guys. But those same guys are say, listen, you ain't pulling your weight. You know what I'm saying? Or you need to work on your shot. You want me to keep feeding it to you? I need to see you put the work in.
Challenging guys without calling them out.
Right. Well, you can do it both. Because if it comes,
it's a different call out than if we're sitting here and I'm called, Jay, man, he just ain't stepping up, man. He ain't doing what he's supposed to do. There's a way that you can do that without doing it like your game is, not making it personal.
Right. Like you
right?
suck.
You can do that on the court. Like if me and Jay are on the same team, like and the second team is murking us, I should be able to go to Jay and say, dang, Jay, man, look, I need you, rebound, man. That's supposed to be your blockout. I should be able to say that to him without him getting Ralph Tresvant on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the difference between a call out and a call out.
You got to approach different players, teammates like that. But I'm sure they had to do that. You saw when Fred was up there, he wasn't playing at that press conference.
Yeah.
I guarantee he systematically approached every single player differently. And that's what you have to do. But then you have to welcome that. And then you got to apply it. And then that's why I say right now, if you're willing to, for just a little bit, put your ego aside and put the team first, you will rise up and you will get everything you want, individually, because it'll come collectively. And so I just think it's one of those things that, for these guys in the Big Ten, which is tough, to, lose 6, because you got people think, oh, well, the season's over. Just shut the lights. All right, just move on to next year. We got to redo the roster and all that. You're able to win 4 in a row. It lets you know that you're really doing some coaching, some hard nose, and those are tough times, man. Losing 6 in a row is.
But just think about how crazy they were 3rd last year in the Big Ten. Like a lot of people, when I said that, they thought I was crazy. I was like, no, they were 3rd in the Big Ten. They had to buy.
Yeah.
So that's wild. But to getting back there, you won't be 3rd, but you can get to that last spot. You're only 3 games out. You're only 3 games. Like that's how crazy it is in the Big Ten right now. There's such a there's such a logjam in that middle tier, man, that you literally in this next game, they're 7-4.
And you own
moves you own them. That moves you closer to that because they're the only other teams outside of UCLA whom you have a match over, and Wisconsin who you got beat breaks off you. But other than that, man, you're in the mix. You're in the mix still. And I think mid tier for this team is good. Don't be at that bottom tier. Mid tier for this team is good.
Right, and then play up to your potential.
Yeah,
and it gets harder down the stretch. It does.
Yeah,
it gets harder, and that's what you should like. You shouldn't
embrace it.
Yeah, you should. You ain't never gonna win nothing easy.
Yeah,
like I think sometimes I think they have this like little fourth grade. Not some people got fourth grade sports mentality. Like you just want to go somewhere and beat somebody by 30 every game. Ain't happening.
It's not gonna happen.
You got grind. You got grind them up.
I have a question though for you because I know you know the answer. You're the resident analyst of the of the group. So, and I kind of get it, but I want clarification on it. We're starting to have conversations about March. March Madness is right around the corner. I mean, we're in the middle of February now. You're looking at a couple of weeks before conference tournament stuff is going to pop off. All right. What are they talking about? This is for clarity purposes. First 4 in, first 4 out, last 4 out, last 4 in, all that stuff that they be talking about when they're talking about
so you have
bubble watch.
You have last 4 buys, so that would be essentially your bottom 2 10 seeds and your top 2 11 seeds. Those are the last 4 buys. Then the last 4 in are going to be those last 4 11 seeds that will go to the first 4 in date.
Oh, they got to play that play-in game.
In date,
and that's called
Tuesday.
the last what?
Last 4 in.
In, okay.
First 4 out are just that.
Just the bubble.
So
They're out.
The next closest teams that are getting in, and then next 4 out is 5 through 8, essentially. So the way it breaks down too is the first 4 out. So the first 4 teams that missed the NCAA tournament, they have a little bit of priority when it comes to NIT seeding.
Okay.
Every team that won a mid-major conference regular season title but didn't win the conference tournament gets invited to the NIT. And if you're the last 4 or the first 4 out of the NCAA tournament,
you're going to get top seeds.
You're going to get one of the 4 top seeds in the NIT.
Okay.
But that's a little different too. We haven't talked about this a lot on this show is Fox is putting on its own tournament. So Big 10, Big 12, and Big East. If those teams don't make the NCAA tournament, they're going to go to Fox's event in Vegas instead of the NIT. College basketball crown.
It's some money.
Dang.
It's some money out there. Fox said, let's get in the game. We play a little bit of this money. Okay.
I like that idea.
But Nebraska right now is showing at this they're showing I think last 4 in. I think
depends on where you look. I think ESPN had them last 4 in. CBS probably in that same range. Some of the other independent bracketologists that I follow has Nebraska as a borderline 9-10, which is safer than the big publications have them. So,
wow,
it's all out there. It's all out there.
People say drill, baby, drill. People win, baby, win.
Yeah, you keep winning, and
it cancels all that noise.
You ain't got to worry about a lot of outside noise.
Facts.
That's what's great.
Speaking of a lot of noise covered up the 49ers allowing Deebo Samuel to seek a trade, and the Jets don't want Aaron Rodgers back in 2025. We'll talk about that when we get back on the block.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services, as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Be sure to check out the top-selling Recomp. Recomp helps build lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Recomp can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Is your office technology holding your business back? At Hamilton, we're more than just an IT provider. We're your partner, focused on building integrated technology solutions tailored to your business needs, both today and for the future. We know that every business is unique, and that's why we provide the services and support you need and nothing you don't. We believe that together, you can continue to serve and support your customers while knowing that your technology is taken care of. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and on behalf of the entire Koppel team, we would like to say thank you to all of our loyal customers and employees that have allowed us to become one of the most successful GM dealerships in the country for the past 50 years. So we are celebrating that with some huge discounts. Right now, we have up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% APR on select new models, and new Blazer EVs are leasing for $279 a month with zero down. So check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit. See dealer for details.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly cloudy skies, a chance of snow this afternoon. See a high near 35. Tonight, a chance of snow and cold with a low of 8. Tomorrow, we'll see a chance of snow in the morning, otherwise mainly cloudy and breezy with a high near 19. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jay Osnorman with you during On the Block. Show brought to you by Nevco. This segment, though, is sponsored by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. They're based in Hallow, Nebraska. They offer a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty on everything. Their prices are still affordable. You can check this out for yourself at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Not exactly a slow day in the NFL yesterday. Obviously, the Super Bowl. Big shout out again to Buffalo Wings and Rings for having us out there. Looking forward to getting back there in March. But Deebo Samuel was officially granted permission to seek a trade. Like the 49ers are looking to move on from him. Strick, we'll start with you, then we'll get to the former 49ers input on this. Deebo Samuel.
You can't even be calling me that all. Don't disrespect the 49ers.
I see the jersey, okay? I see the jersey. Your name's on.
Strick even laughing.
It's like if I said former Vancouver Grizzly Eric Strick.
Oh,
so
I loved my time out in San Francisco. They just didn't love me enough, man, to bring me back. Go ahead,
too bad.
Stricky.
Anyways,
and I love Vancouver, the city, but I didn't love what's going on in the organization to come back. Let me just say that.
Anyways, Deebo Samuel allowed to seek a trade. What say you?
First, I would ask the question why. What is the reason behind seeking? Because it seems as if he is an integral part of what Shanahan, his usage, how they use him. So I would question the why. Real zesty, but I ain't gonna.
Hey, speaking of zesty, Deebo's dress a little zesty a couple times this year.
My gosh. But that's his prerogative. At the same time, I look at that team, and then I ask the question, and this is why it's a question, because I really don't have an answer. But then the next question becomes, where would he fit that he could be the same type of Deebo Samuels, where he would have a high success rate? And I want you guys to give me 3 teams, because I'm trying to figure that out. I could possibly say, I'll probably say one, maybe Baltimore. Could probably be with that running game, with that run pass option, with, Deebo to me seems to work good in that type of framework space. Not necessarily having to be a super route runner, but can use his attributes well and stuff like. So that's maybe one I would throw out there. But thoughts? I don't know. Jay, talk to me.
Man, I think
the initial part of
he was up for a trade, or there was trade rumors before this last season. So I think this is like the second or third year kind of possibility, kind of been thrown out there. Remember, he was up on the trading block and wanted a new contract, or so forth and so on. I think he's not a true number one receiver. Also, his best years when he had those 1,400 yards, got paid. He's not a high volume receiver, like scorer, from the receiving position. 7 was 2 years ago, so that kind of locked him in, got another year. He's always kind of battled these weird injuries, right? And then more recently, and whether it's lack of off-season training, so forth and so on, just hasn't worked. He
looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy of receivers.
But he's like a running back.
Thanks.
He's quick. I think it's one of the
Okay, I'm sorry, man. My bad, Jay. Go ahead.
No, you good. Go ahead. Go hit it one more time. Yeah, hit it one more time. Right, third time's the charm. I just think with his cap number, probably.
Yeah.
And they know they have to pay Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
And
Brock's not getting maxed.
But you got to pay him. I mean, you pay
25, 30.
Yeah, but you paying him peanuts right now.
Yeah.
So it's you just paid Brandon Ayuk. So you invested in him. You just drafted Ricky Purcell, Tupac.
Tupacalypse now.
And then you're not getting rid of George Kittle because he just had another 1,000 yards. So it comes down to
quiet 1,000 too.
Right. So it came
wasn't
down
Kelsey 1,000. It was quiet 1,000.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just saying.
Right.
I mean, he doing his thing. He is a better blocking tight end too than people give him credit for.
He's one of the best in the league.
Yeah,
so it came down to Kittle, in my opinion, and Deebo. And Kittle gives you more longevity. He plays, durability, and he's the face of one of your faces of your program. Great with the media and stuff like that. And plus Deebo, his role.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
His role kind of diminished. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they tried to force feed him quite a bit too.
Right, but then also,
try to keep him happy.
also the emergence of Jawan Jennings
Mhm.
is probably
that's
the
hurting.
right because
That was the third down guy.
right, but you have to. Brandon Ayuk is back based on contract.
Mhm.
You just drafted a rookie from Florida that showed life. You got George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, Juszczyk, Purdy.
Williams got paid again.
Right, and you're bringing he's the best ever,
Mhm.
and then you got Jawan Jennings. It's just one of those
Yeah,
things. And
it's a business
now
deal.
where he could go.
Yeah, talk to me.
I like Baltimore. He's gonna probably want to go to a winner, so that eliminates.
Mhm.
I would generally would have thought maybe Dallas is the opposite of CeeDee Lamb, right? Where you can do now, depending on the coordinator and all that.
Yeah.
But
Pittsburgh.
now
Cupster
that's
says Pittsburgh.
That's a possibility based on the quarterback. If you get with
But
Justin Fields,
yeah,
or whoever,
because whatchamacallit is going to. Is he going to Las Vegas?
Russ, we'll see.
Supposedly, but it's two teams, and one of them just played last night. Or actually, you could see them possibly Kansas City.
John Cortland says KC.
Right, on a good, friendly contract. Just like how Andy Reid comes out, hey, you want to win a Super Bowl? Sure.
Is there overlap with him and Rice?
No, they're two
different styles.
Two different styles, and it actually would open up everything. And also, you could get more out of
Because he works the middle really well.
You could get more.
Diggs,
you could get more out of Travis
levels.
Kelce too. Right, he's not as fast as Tyreek Hill, but he can do some of the same things. So Kansas City is an option. Baltimore is an option on a really, really friendly deal, which won't happen because there's serious issues between Gardner Johnson and him. Would be Philly. Like there's serious personal, like they
beef, like Biggie when he said beef,
right here,
right here, right now,
on site.
But that's a great place for him based on what Jalen Hurts does and be the third option. I don't think he wants to be the third option. I could see him going to a place and really, really doing work. Is the Commanders?
Wow.
Well, you got Scary
Wow.
Terry, who's
Yeah.
true number one. You don't really have a number two.
Right.
You have the emergence of McCaffrey of kind of trying to be a slot. He's not there yet. Bring Debo in for a year or two. He's a winner. You get the most out of him. He can help out in every which way
And
possible.
he wants to get paid, so I'm
And he
sure
wants to
he
get
going.
paid, but he'll go there for a decent deal. You still keep McCaffrey, draft on the outside, and you give Jaden Daniels another sure-handed option, and you just got to keep him healthy because he's productive when he plays.
He's healthy, yeah.
Let's go to the text line here, 402.
You can always go to Buffalo, though, too.
5685.
Or Houston.
We've gotten this response a couple times. Virginia Pirate and then Cubsker both said Chicago. How about the Bears? Ben Johnson, new head coach.
He's gonna unless they give him a ton of money. I'm sure he wants to win. I mean, he could go
at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
How far is Chicago away? I think maybe 4 years.
Well,
you can't be 4 years away in the NFL. Then you got to move off Caleb.
I think
Detroit's going to take a step back.
Okay.
You lose both your coordinators. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt, man.
Green Bay step up.
Green Bay sus. They don't have no number one.
Minnesota. Could they be a fit for Debo?
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah,
on a good money deal.
And I like that.
Hell, hey,
I like that, Austin. Look at Austin.
Shout out Cubsker for that one. I was thinking.
Okay,
Cubsker.
At least I thought you were going to say the Colts. I mean,
I thought he was going to say the Colts too.
No. Josh Downs is there. I'm a Josh Downs guy.
I think Debo could play anywhere. It's just a matter of finding the right fit, and he's got to be healthy. He's got to be in shape.
Yeah,
he's got to be focused.
Big B says Tampa.
I can see him there. I can see him anywhere. Yeah.
Cleveland.
He ain't going to Cleveland. Ain't nobody going to Cleveland, man, unless they have to.
Bruh.
Ooh, Thunderknock Collins says Rice, Worthy, and Debo would be nasty in KC if you let Kelsey go.
I mean, listen, Worthy is Tyreek Hill, not Tyreek Hill, but he has that ability to stretch. Debo working underneath someone who can stretch like that, I like it. Who's the third guy? Rice. And Rice is a super route runner.
Yeah, but he hurt.
Yeah, so that's what
but
you
why you want to get rid of Kelsey?
I'm not the one that suggested it.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can pull it off with
back,
Kelsey as well as with Mahomes with that contract. I just don't know if you can pull it off. Debo, I mean, he might. I mean, like you said, he might give the
Debo,
Andy Reid love.
You can't be giving him a whole bunch of money.
Right. He might get the
I mean, the market's going to set it. But listen, you can't get rid of Travis Kelce.
DeWitt Ron says Denver.
Who's the number one? Cortland Sutton? Who's number one? Judy?
Judy's gone.
Well, who's number one there?
It was Sutton.
Cortland?
Here and there.
Yeah, Sutton. Yeah, but they got some young dudes.
Yeah.
Man, he ain't going to deal with Sean Payton, though.
2577 says, no way he should go to Baltimore. Wide receiver graveyard. That seems harsh.
No, I think for what he does, no, I just don't think they prioritize wide receivers, unfortunately.
Well, Bateman's grown into his own a little bit.
I mean, what I'm saying is prioritize. Yeah. Like, I not that they don't have them. We've seen there's been good guys over there, but
he won't
just
get
don't prioritize.
He won't get the volume.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's take a break. A couple more things on this conversation to wrap up on the block in just a moment.
Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. We'll see mainly cloudy skies, chance of snow this afternoon. See a high near 35. Tonight, a chance of snow and cold with a low of 8. Tomorrow, we'll see a chance of snow in the morning, otherwise mainly cloudy and breezy with a high near 19. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back one final time here during On the Block. This segment brought to you by Love Volleyball Omaha. You can watch Olympians, national team players, national champions, and more with your Love Volleyball Omaha club at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Ralston. Their season runs through April, but don't wait. Get your tickets today at lovboma.com. Austin Norman, Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman with you here during On the Block. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, shout out everyone that came by Buffalo Wings and Rings yesterday. Great to put some names to faces, have some conversations with you. We're going to keep talking about Deebo Samuel here to wrap up the show. I hate it for these players, but I love when situations like this pop up. When you have like a Deebo Samuel who is a productive player, is a really good player, but has become known for being in San Francisco and being a Kyle Shanahan guy. He's a good football player. He'll find a way to adapt and adjust. But Jay, I think that's part of the fun in trying to play matchmaker is sometimes I think from the outside, guys that haven't seen the NFL up close and personal like me, haven't seen it. You have seen it, right? Like system guy is accurate, but also maybe gets overused. Deebo will find a way to be successful somewhere. It's just weird to see him and think about him in another system besides Shanahan's West Coast system.
Yeah, I mean, you can get. I mean, as much as they, give you applause for coming in and then obviously being the ultimate joystick, like when he came in, he could do everything, running back, reverses, jet sweeps and all that stuff. Then they try to pigeonhole you in it. And then, that's where you got to really go back and like work on your game to make sure that, you recognize if you have deficiencies in your game, which everybody does. Then as you get older, you want to make sure you would definitely address any of the potential issues or thought of issues, in your body or your whatever. It'd be good to see. I think this day and age of being able to go and control your career is interesting. That's why you see a lot more movement, whether it's Stephon Diggs last year, getting out of Buffalo, going to Houston, Deebo being able to obviously most likely probably end his, tenure there at San Francisco. And then where the matchup is, you could possibly see him in like a Cleveland, in the sense of a huge contract, because Stefanski and Shanahan have some crossover, but ultimately I think his body of work will lead to more fruitful employment somewhere else, and it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up, because he could go somewhere like I could see him just taking a flyer and try to go down to Atlanta. And just be the third true, a true slot guy and try to do work with Michael Penix and all that type of stuff. And that type of, when you look at it, you got knucklehead Kyle Pitts, you got Drake London, you got the running back from Texas, Bijan Robinson. You got a pretty good offensive line, young and upcoming defense, and an up and coming quarterback.
You got some money because they ain't got to pay the quarterback yet.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see.
If you're saying 2 years, you're still within that window. You, like you said, go down, get money, and
the AFC South is open. Is generally always open for business.
Yeah,
it should be at the very least.
So it's like every other year, right? Nobody goes back to back, except for
the Colts don't win it ever.
Or not the AFC South, the NFC South.
NFC South.
Yeah.
Was that's Tampa,
Carolina,
Atlanta, New Orleans. Yeah, it's open.
Speaking of NFL, Stricky, we'll start with you for this one. Jets sound uninterested in bringing Aaron Rodgers back for 2025. What does that mean for Aaron? What does that mean for Aaron Glenn?
In my Scooby-Doo mentality, it's a wrap.
Meddling kids.
It's a wrap. I look, that's straight Harlem Nights action. And it did transpire in New York. Is that correct? In New York, who? Jets.
Yeah.
Right?
J-E.
It's a Harlem Nights moment right there. And here's what I mean by Harlem Nights. There was a scene in there where someone by the name of Sunshine comes into the room and he's having a conversation with a mafioso runner and tells the runner, we gonna meet and it's going to be me and you. And the man makes a call and says, hey, baby, put mama on the phone. Mama gets on the phone. Hey, honey, I ain't never coming home again. That's how they did Aaron Rodgers. They basically said, you stuck out there and you not for us and I'm not for you. I'm going bye-bye because I'm with Sunshine. That's what it is. He got left out in the cold. And as Jay Foreman alluded to and said, you could have saved me my gas money because you knew he flew on a Learjet. You could have saved me my money. We could have had, look, technology has advanced. We could have did a Zoom call and you could have told me that instead of coming over there and then letting you get me on the phone and tell me, mama, daddy ain't coming home no more. I'm out. All right? Jay.
Yeah, I think it's tough. I mean, Aaron Glenn wants to put his stamp on the program or on the on the team. And I'm sure Devontae Adams is going to be gone just because of
that relationship
of where, and then also where he's at in his career. Mm-hmm. And Aaron Rodgers is a big personality. He's a phenomenal quarterback and played good football actually the last 6 or 7 weeks I was reading. So it's hard. It's
there's teams out there for him.
Oh, for sure. It's hard for a rookie coach to have that.
Yeah,
it's the old. Whether Aaron Glenn wants to say it or not, he learned from Bill Parcells, and you come in and you always cut the strongest personality. Yeah, you always do that. I think if things went differently this year, he would have brought. First of all, he was taking shots at the owner's son. Aaron Rodgers was, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't even know.
That's almost worse than Ime Udoka.
I don't even know how you even think about coming back.
You can't mess with. You can't mess with the upper management.
Right. And you were making fun of the owner.
Right.
So, and you got the head coach fired. You went to the owner, got the head coach fired, Robert Saleh, and then you got your boy. Is back. They called plays or whatever. Then he got fired. Then you should have known he was gone. And he'd probably be better off to finish off his career in Pittsburgh or something like that.
Ooh. Interesting.
What if he's a Minnesota Viking on the Brett Favre plan?
No, they I think they like the young fella. I think they want to see him come back.
JJ McCarthy?
Yeah, I think they want to see him.
I think they would go Aaron Rodgers 1 year.
You think so? Flyer throwing to Jefferson?
I'm just saying.
That
offensive
that deep ball to Jefferson. That thing gonna look like that old Randy Moss type flow. Does Jefferson got that kind of Randy Moss action? Does he Moss? He be Moss?
Yeah, then I mean, Devontae Adams could go to Pittsburgh.
Ooh,
Devontae could come to Indy.
No cap. I almost took my hat off. Oh, you almost made me do it, Austin. You almost made me do it with that comment.
It's just Aaron Rodgers, I think, he came in. It took forever for him to get traded to get there. Yeah. Then he got hurt. And then, the off the field stuff didn't help in the way he handled it. And it's his own rightful choice. But I think when you get later in your career, you have to be very calculated on the stuff that you do. And then he didn't have, at times he didn't play good this year. The Jets didn't play good offensively this year. And you're in New York. You're making a lot of money.
You already know. Yeah. The New York Post own you.
Yeah.
The New York Times own you. They be on you.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. They'll boo you in a minute. Do you get booed like that in Buffalo?
Man.
Even though it was still New York? Like New Yorkers, man, they something about it. Don't let you come up short. You can be 4 down 4 and they still boo.
Hey, dude. Well, homeboy asked me how I missed that tackle on Sean Alexander. He's like, man, I thought you was better than that. Like, damn. hey, he was giving me. Remember when you had the cable? I used to buy these black cards from him, give you unlimited cable channel.
Yeah,
he come down and he was hooking my stuff up. I was essentially stealing.
Of course, you was. You're out of statute of limitations, my boy.
But he was doing this stuff. He's like, oh man, he's like, it was a big win. We beat Seattle. I had to do that like 13 tackles. He's like, yeah, look, you did pretty good. He's like, how the hell you missed that tackle against Sean Alexander on 3rd and 6? And I played dumb. I said, which one? I said, what you know? He's like, the only tackle you missed. Then he said, in the flats.
He called the specific location.
I said, well, he pretty good. He's like, yeah, he looked like it too.
Oh, man.
I was like, damn. I was like,
They just cancel that cable real quick.
I told him, I said, in your tip, you can forget about it.
Forget about it.
Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland, Austin Norman. It's been on the block. Brought to you by Nevco. Back for an hour tomorrow, and then whole lineup rest of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Plenty more to get to on the Super Bowl. Where does Philly go? Where does Kansas City go? Huskers against Maryland coming up. But tonight, Husker women's hoops against Iowa here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. For Jay, for Strick, I'm Austin. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
No Kaden Collins either.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Fairway Meat Market.